All right, here we go. Our man, Eddie Johnson. Eddie,
where is
thank
he?
you for
Where
coming
is he?
on. All right, Rob's just
Where is
waiting
he?
to get
I've
you
been waiting to talk to him. I'm shocked you even let us call you. What's going on, Eddie? What's happening?
Hey, Rob, let me let you know the I don't know how many games I lost as a player, okay? I went to 4 Western Conference finals, and I lost them. And I didn't hide. You know why, Rob?
Why?
You know what they used to call me? They used to call me a killer. That's what they used to call me. Okay?
Hey, too bad.
I feel you on that, Eddie.
Hey, Eddie, too bad
Don't let him jump bad.
Too bad you weren't playing for the Suns this time because they were no-shows in Game 7. I told you last year they were fugazi with that run to the championship, and they were fugazi and fraudulent, and they bamboozled you. They bamboozled the city of Phoenix. They bamboozled the NBA into thinking that they were contenders. There were no contenders. That performance was as bad as it gets. The Harlem Globetrotters wanted to pour confetti on their head. That's how bad it was.
I'm taking it. Hey, Rob, I didn't even interrupt you. Okay.
Okay.
But
what
I'm
happened?
I'm a pushback on you, and I know you will agree with this. You know, let me tell you something, man. If the Suns played the Mavericks 8 times in a Game 7, they would have beaten them 7 of them. You know, it was just one of them games, man. I'm sitting there watching it, right? And I'm saying to myself, I turned to my wife at about maybe halfway through the first quarter. I said, we're in trouble. Because the rhythm of that game just had negativity all over it. And the Suns, to their credit, was trying, man. It just nothing went. It was just like a thunderstorm. It was like a tornado in Phoenix. It's just like one of those occurrences that rarely happen. It happened, man. And that's why you never let it get to a Game 7. If anything, the Suns are at fault is allowing it to get to a Game 7, man. And that's what cost them.
Let me ask you about Chris Paul, who had, the last 5 games
that's
were bad.
the thing, Eddie. He had 5 straight bad games.
What happened to him?
Was he worn down? And we've seen Chris have bad moments, bad games in big playoff moments, but never like a stretch like that.
5 bad games? What in the world happened?
I know, man. And I'm going to tell you all this, and this is what I do respect about Chris. If he doesn't divulge, if something's wrong with him, he does not divulge it. And, you know, some players do, some don't. And he's one of those guys. Something was wrong with him, but nobody knows.
Well, he mentioned there's the quad that came out. He didn't mention it.
He didn't mention it.
You think that was true? That there is a quad?
Well, without a doubt, I think he was compromised because this is the way I look at it. Is that Chris Paul to go 5 games like that? Because the Chris Paul we have seen over the last few years in closeout games has been dynamic. So what is he afraid of? He's not afraid of anything. So something was up. I mean, you give a guy credit like that. Now, it's unfortunate, and he has to live with it, and he is living with it. He's not trying to get any excuses. He said he should have been better, and that's all you have to live with. But I believe that he was extremely compromised, but he's not going to talk about it.
But here's my issue. I don't think you're a good teammate if you're playing compromised and you can't perform. I really don't. I know it sounds good. You want to give it the old college try. You can't play 5 games compromised where you can't do what you're supposed to do and think that's going to help the team. Sometimes you got to say, I can't do it. Like, Eddie, am I wrong? I mean, 5 bad games?
Rob, you're not wrong. But who did we have? Like, Campaign was not Campaign. We don't know what was wrong with him. Like, Monty took him out of the rotation. Now, I would have liked for him to have given maybe Aaron Holiday a shot to see what he could do. But he went with Landry Shamet, and Landry Shamet didn't play poorly. But Chris has been so dominant, guys, with this offense and how it's executed, anybody that would have gotten out there would have had a struggle. And I think that's something the Suns have to shore up next year. Because Chris will be back. Forget about all this retirement.
Okay,
stuff,
that's what I wanted to ask you. Like, so you think Chris will definitely be back? And what about DeAndre?
Chris loves the game, man. I just cannot see him going away like that at all. I just couldn't. I mean, I've gotten to know him a little bit over the last few years. The guy loves basketball. One of the first in the gym, one of the last to leave. Always working with his teammates. And you all saw it. He reconstructed his body. He took care of himself. So that's a guy that loves the game. And also LeBron's one of his best friends, and I'm sure they both have a private bet who's gonna last the longest. Okay, so I truly believe that's not gonna happen. But after a tough game like that and a tough series, yeah, I think you tend to want to walk away. But after a few weeks, he'll be back to normal. With DeAndre, guys, look, the Suns obviously didn't max. Okay, and I'm just going to get in the mind of DeAndre. Okay, they didn't max him, and Luka and Trae Young got maxed, but yet DeAndre was on a team that went to the final. So I'm going to put you in the mind of a 23-year-old and how he's thinking. It's like, hold up now, is it about winning or is it about stats? Because if it's about winning, I was on a team that got us to the finals. Oh, by the way, I played well against Nikola Jokic last year in the semifinal round. Played well against the Clippers, and I don't get max. I was the number one pick, and they did. Okay, that's his argument. Son's argument is we want to see you mature more. We want to see you get better in that category. We want to be able to count on you and get to your full potential, okay? We're not satisfied with 19 and 10. We believe you're a 25 and 13 and 14 guy. And I believe he is as well if he put himself to it. But what I will say, and I try to caution people, he's 23. Like, when I was 23, I couldn't still walk and chew gum, okay, at the same time. And so sometimes you just have to wait and see when that maturity seeps in. We're seeing it with Jason Tatum right now.
Right.
And so with a big man, it tends to drag on a little bit longer.
So you seem to have no doubt that they'll match whatever offer a team puts out there for him.
No, I think they want him back, but I think they have their mindset on what they want him for. So, I mean, I think it's up to DeAndre. I do. I think it's up to him where he sits, where he stands, and really the conversation that he's going to have with the Suns in regard to if they do pay him, you know, is he going to be committed and a part of the team? And if not, I just wouldn't be shocked.
In 30 seconds, I mean, there was a story about him kind of going at it with Monty Williams on the sideline, only playing 17 minutes in Game 7. What can you tell us about that? Is that
I don't know much about it at all. A lot of this stuff was always handled internally, as Monty said, and this team got along for the most part. And DeAndre got along with everybody for the most part. He wasn't a kid that sulked this year, even though he didn't get max. He was very energized. He was very charismatic, more charismatic than I've ever seen him, really. So I just think, you know, everybody's going to go off. I mean, Chris Paul had words with Monty during the course of the playoffs. I mean, it's natural, man. I wouldn't put too much into that at all. But I would just love to see DeAndre come back, but I don't think it's 100% that he will.
All right, that's our man Eddie Johnson, former Suns player and now color analyst. Great stuff, man.
And you're banned from. Wait a minute, Eddie, you're banned from the show until the Suns win a championship. That means you'll never be on the show again. You're done here, Eddie.
All right, man. Eddie, thanks, brother. Have a good weekend.
Eddie, you're the best. You're the best.
All right.